All right, guys, welcome back to Remotely Wasted. Here to talk college football with you. My name's Nick, here with Jaden. And I actually normally have something to say at the beginning, like as some type of structure. I really don't. I was looking through like some of the storylines of what's going on in college football. I guess the biggest story I saw today is that Notre Dame and USC are not redeeming their rivalry
Yeah,
for at least the next couple of years.
I think
And from
till 20
my
2030.
2030 or something like that. So from my understanding with that rivalry, apparently USC was being heavily pressured by other schools because nobody in college football is happy about the rank 12 guarantee that Notre Dame's getting in the future in
So
the
they want
playoffs. Like if, if
nobody
if they're
nobody
12 or
good
above,
to
they're
play
guaranteed.
or to schedule Notre Dame.
Yeah, so everybody was like, "Hey, don't schedule Notre
Well,
Dame. Make them join a conference, basically."
BYU scheduled a thing with them. So BYU just
Yeah,
replaced USC.
yeah. I think BYU benefits a little bit more from that because I mean they just needed an extra game. Like they might have got in had they played Notre Dame and beat them this year, and they got left out. So I guess like for BYU, like they have to do what they have to do. But for USC, I guess like the Big Ten and some other places were pressuring them to just drop the rivalry. That way Notre Dame
Good.
doesn't get all these advantages. I think Notre Dame is they just need to join a conference. It's kind of unfair that they get all this special treatment for no other reason than them just not being in a conference. It's pretty
So
ridiculous. Also I think it's also partly USC is also kind of trying to lighten their schedule a little bit. Granted, they haven't really played anybody. Like the Big Ten scheduling is weird. It's like none of the good teams
yeah,
ever play each other.
you might pull three decent games out of the like you have a combination of like you'll pull like Ohio State, Oregon, and like yeah, UCLA or something or Washington, and then another team's got Penn State, Michigan, USC. It's like you're not playing like five of the hitters in there. You're not playing Ohio State, Oregon, USC, Penn State, Michigan. Like that'd be a crazy schedule. Like that'd be comparable to SEC. Like, you come out of that, you're like, okay.
I wish the Big Ten would schedule it more like the SEC. It'd make it more
There's too many
interesting.
teams in there. Like there's too many teams in these conferences to like the SEC like they almost have to because the SEC as a whole is pretty strong. Like even like the bottom like bottom third is like decent. They're not terrible, but like the Big Ten, like there's like five, six teams that are even good on a given year. I mean, Penn State normally is pretty good. Michigan occasionally is. Though recently they've been pretty good. Indiana's kind of replaced, I guess, one of those two. So now you kind of got Oregon, Indiana, Ohio State.
Yeah, you got USC. I mean, they were like ranked pretty much the whole year. They're pretty
Yeah,
good.
USC was decent,
And
but
then
I
you got,
mean,
I mean, you got a few other teams that are kind of like fringe, kind of good. We've seen like Illinois kind of in and out of the top 25.
man, if you did
Um,
a like a classic like they do in basketball, like conference free conference, like beginning of the year, like Big Ten versus SEC, just match them up. The Big Ten would get killed just across the board. I think Ohio State might catch a dub depending on who they pull. Um, Indiana maybe depending on who they get. I mean, probably. It'd be pretty rough, I think, for the Big Ten.
yeah, I think the Big Ten is just such a top heavy conference. They're kind of like I don't know. Big Ten football is kind of boring to me a little bit. Like it just feels like I would rather watch the Big 12 than the Big 10, honestly, because the at least in the Big 12 the matches aren't so lopsided most of the time. Like you don't have like Ohio State playing like Northwestern or something. Like Texas Tech playing Arizona State, might be a pretty good
Still probably
matchup.
gonna be a shootout.
A lot of these I mean, even like maybe even the ACC is a little bit top heavy itself. really thinking about it. Like for the most part, you
Oh,
really only have
this
like
this year
Clemson.
was this year was kind of wide open.
Yeah, this year was a little bit different, but typically, it's mainly like Clemson, Miami, Florida State, like a combination of one of them is like towards the top, and then you got a few other teams here and there that might make a run, like North Carolina, Duke.
SMU.
SMU now is SMU seems like they might be kind of a mainstay at the top of the conference in the ACC. But yeah, I mean that's just another example of just rivalries, traditions going away in college football. Notre Dame and USC I think was one of the better rivalries. Maybe a top 5, top 10 rivalry somewhere in there.
I think it's
Definitely in the
definitely
top
top
10.
10.
Maybe top 5. It was certainly had an argument for it. Now we're seeing that die off. The conferences are too big right now, I think, and things just kind of suck right now. It just doesn't. Nothing's making any sense.
It's going downhill. Let's see other news. Kenny Dillingham at Arizona State signed his extension. So Michigan's struggling to probably find a coach.
Yeah,
That
they
was
are
that was
in hot water trying to find a coach. I guess it was almost, from my understanding, it was basically a lock. Had Alabama lost, that DeBoer was
DeBoer
gonna
was
take
gone.
the Michigan job, but now that he's won, it's almost like they can't do it.
Yeah, 'cause like I
So.
mean you can. You just gotta wait another week.
Would he do it at this point though? Like, let's say Alabama beats Indiana, you're in the semifinals. I feel like a lot of the reason of him wanting to leave is the pressure of being at Alabama. But like, if he makes it to the semifinals, some of that pressure is gonna kind of go away,
Yeah, but
and
if he
people are gonna ease off
loses,
of him.
like you think Michigan's just kind of waiting to see what happens?
I mean, I feel like if they, and I mean, I hate that they do a bye week between the first round and then the quarterfinals. Like, cause for some, like I thought this whole week, like, oh, the games are this weekend, but no, they're not till next weekend.
Yeah,
So they got to wait like 2 weeks to find out if
what's
Alabama
gonna happen?
loses, and then like, will he make that decision at this point? I heard Louisville's coach Brom is like their top choice right now.
He's
And if they
kind of
don't get him, I guess they're just gonna stick with their interim. Is like kind of what it's looking like.
you might as well. I don't really know what else they could do. Maybe pull a group of five or some other team's coach. Washington's new coach, maybe.
Frisch, yeah, he was heavily rumored at the beginning,
Yeah, I heard his name floating around.
but I haven't heard him like in a few weeks. So I don't know if he's just like, I'm cool where I'm at in Washington. I mean, Washington's got some money themselves. They're a pretty respectable school. They don't necessarily have like the accolades to show for it, but they seem like
They
a
made a championship
well,
game.
yeah, I mean, just a couple years ago in there in the championship game, they've made the playoffs twice, which is more than most schools. Most schools haven't even made them once. So if you got
Where'd my team?
multiple appearances, I mean, Florida State's made it once, should have made it twice. So I mean, Florida State should have made it twice, but they've made
Should
it
have.
once. I was actually looking. That's funny. We were bringing that up. I was looking today. I was like, who's made the most like appearances? And uh, Ohio State obviously is number one. I think they've made it like
Probably
eight
every year.
times. And then Clemson was number two. They had made it 7 times. And then Alabama, actually, I think Alabama was number one. They made it like 9 times or something crazy like that. Then it was Ohio State. Then it was Clemson. And then Georgia's made it 5 times. And they were like tied for fourth. And Oklahoma's made it 5 times. And I'm like, that's crazy that Oklahoma's made it as many times as Georgia, but has nothing to show for it, not even a single win. That was just like a funny thing I saw because I was like, 5 times is a lot for Oklahoma to
That's a
make the
lot.
playoffs. Like that's a lot of times in the
Not even to
playoffs.
make it to the championship game not once.
Yeah, I mean, hasn't even they haven't even got a victory, and they have
That's
the two
tough.
biggest
Blowing leads.
blown leads in the playoff history.
And we got to
So
witness one of them.
yeah. So we were at the game. I made a vlog. I'm working on it. I keep trying to upload it. It's like not
It up
cooperating with
it
me.
uploaded earlier. I watched a couple minutes of it.
Did it?
Yeah.
What was the thumbnail though?
Oh, I don't know. Let me look.
Because I keep trying to like upload like a thumbnail that I made, and it keeps just uploading the absolute worst picture of me, just like a still shot of me, just so up close. And I'm like, I am not leaving that on there until it shows
You might
me.
have deleted. Did you delete it?
I like unlisted it until it's like until I get
Yeah,
the thumbnail to cooperate with me.
I don't see it on here now.
Yeah, it's just like a still shot, just like of my face, just in the most unflattering position. And I was like, are you serious?" I deleted the video, uploaded it again. Like like it's just like it keeps doing it. But anyway, we made a vlog that's coming this week. I mean, I've put the video together. It's just a matter of uploading it. But we were at the game. Obviously, Oklahoma was up 17-0. By halftime it was 17-17. And then unfortunately it's a
Downhill from
10
there.
point 10 point loss for Oklahoma. And I mean this first round of the playoffs really just as a whole
That was the
was
only good game.
underwhelming. Like Miami A&M was a good defensive battle.
I
Um
mean, there was like what, three missed and or blocked field goals in the first half. It was 0-0 at halftime, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, it was like the first playoff game
Um,
ever, I think, to be 0-0 at half.
A&M was moving the ball, like they just couldn't capitalize, and then you just got. I felt like you kind of felt it coming. Like Miami was gonna get it going, A&M just couldn't figure it out.
Well, it was funny because Miami, they scored that last drive. I believe they gave it to Kadarius Toney, just like on a handoff or a toss or something. It was like a or screen, and he just ran it in, and it was 10-3. So this is the first touchdown of the game, and then A&M gets the ball back, and they start driving just down the field. I'm like, okay, now all of a sudden both of y'all could drive down the field. And it's
Yeah.
just the way defenses are in college. They just fold on the last drive. It always seems like defenses cannot handle that pressure. I don't know if it's like they're just playing too much prevent or what they do, but like defenses get carved up in college in the last minute, like almost always.
I think it's on the defensive coordinator too, like what they're calling. And they could be tired. It's probably that combination of that. The players are tired. There's a lot of pressure. Either holding the lead or you're trying to keep them from making the lead bigger and put the game away. It's a lot. It's a lot on the line. It's like it's harder to, I think, stop an offense than to like score.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels that way. I don't. It might not be the case all the time, but it does feel that way.
It
You're like
also
it's,
seems like the defenses are more willing to give up little plays to prevent the big play, but
and
those
they just
little plays
add
start
up,
adding up
and
like
then they're
down the
all the way down
stretch.
in the red zone. You're like, well, here we are. You didn't blitz one time.
I mean, and that's what happens. A&M, they get all the way down there. Um, Marcel Reed just tries to force a pass there at the end, throws the interception. That's game, that season for A&M, and it was yeah, it puts a weird kind of taste in your mouth as far as A&M goes.
I
So
think
d
I said
dominant.
this. I said this at one point. I don't think A&M was good as everybody was thinking because, like, I think I mentioned like if you look at all their wins, like if you take the standings of the SEC, all their wins are against like the bottom half, and then they have the loss against Texas. So it's like they didn't really play anybody that good, and then the good teams that they did beat, they kind of struggled against. Um, I mean, they got the Notre Dame win, right?
Yeah, they beat Notre Dame by a point. So I
But
mean
that
that
was
even that win was a little bit like
like
sus.
week one. So like they just didn't look convincing against the teams that they should have been beating. I think they beat Arkansas by like 3 points.
Yeah, then the obviously the South Carolina game where they're down what 30-3
Yeah,
at halftime.
miracle comeback win. So
They
if you
got
take all
destroyed
that
by Texas.
and you put it together, and then you kind of watch some of those games too, especially with Marcel Reed just kind of folding at times, like the South Carolina game, he should have had like 5 interceptions. Just bad decision making, trying to force the ball. Like I feel like you kind of seen this coming. I wasn't super surprised by it. I didn't like the result, obviously, but I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, I didn't think Miami was very good, and I don't think Miami really showed that they were very good in this game
They
necessarily.
both might be not like great. They might be both decent, solid teams, but
It seemed like they both were trying the hardest to lose that game. That's kind of what that
Because
game felt
Miami
like.
season as well, like kind of looks the same in some situations, like to A&M. Um, I think they're gonna have a tough time against Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't really see Miami being able to make it past Ohio
I
State.
don't know.
Ohio State's so loaded, especially on the defensive end, and then they're not bad on the offensive end either. They're very good, especially at
Man,
receiver.
Miami beats Ohio State. I mean, it's theirs to lose at that point. All you got to worry about at that point is what Indiana if they make it. Probably like they could beat
Well, they
I,
gotta they gotta play they would have to play
Georgia or Ole
probably
Miss.
Georgia the next round. Maybe Ole Miss could do it. I doubt it.
Yeah,
I
they have the
doubt it.
toughest road for sure. Two back-to-back like heavyweight matchups, and then catching whoever comes out of the top of the bracket, Indiana, Oregon, or Texas Tech. One of those three,
Yeah.
more than likely.
Yeah, or Alabama, honestly. I think there's a very good chance Alabama beats Indiana. And
And
then if
momentum's a big thing.
I mean, I think we've grossly underestimated Alabama. I think that really showed on Friday the way that offense, like specifically with the receivers, they could just cook secondaries. I don't know about Indiana. They've struggled against. I mean, I think Indiana probably gets the win just because.
Well, I mean, okay, like we'll talk about Indiana for a second. I don't really agree. I think you guys lost that game. I don't think Alabama beat you guys. Um, like just mistakes on your guys' end. Yeah, the muff punt turnover, the egregious pick six. Um, those two plays right there is enough to swing the game. The momentum, secondary was getting kind of beat in some spots, probably when they shouldn't have. Um, and then the two missed field goals, like that's a lot of mistakes just across the board. Like I don't think they beat you. I think you guys beat yourself, unfortunately. And it's not a coach. I don't think it's on the coach. I don't think it's on, any single player. It's just a couple mistakes from different people that just kind of collectively added to the loss. Like thinking back on it, like yeah, Ty Simpson played pretty well. Um, Run defense was decent. They weren't really cooking y'all in the pass like the whole game. Yeah, I don't know. Like the D line was doing what it needed to do. I think they was getting after him for a while. Um, yeah, just the defense probably did get tired. They did seem like they was kind of folding at times, but they was out there a little while and
Yeah,
some
I went back and kind of like because obviously when we're like at the game, I'm not paying
analyzing.
attention to anything like on an analytical like
Yeah, I was kind
level
of
at
trying. I was
all.
trying to because I wasn't, really invested in like either team. Like, yeah, of course I wanted you guys to win, but I was like
Like
trying to
I wasn't looking at how the defense was lined up. I was just like holding my breath, waiting
hmm
for the snap and just like seeing what
praying.
happened.
Yeah,
Then I went back and watched a lot of it, and it really just it comes down to like the secondary mainly in terms of what got away, for the defense. I think if you look at the actual score, I mean, it was 34 to 24. You got to erase, basically, you got to erase like 10 of those points. Like the defense themselves really only allowed 24 because
yeah.
one of them was a pick six. You got the dropped punt that
And if you put
set them up for a field goal.
those two possessions back in your hands, those could have been, two touchdowns each. You never know. Like that, those two plays alone swung the entire game. The whole momentum gone.
Yeah, I mean there's a lot of mistakes there. But as far as Bama though, I think they
They
like
are a good team.
they're pretty good. I think like their clear and obvious weaknesses, they cannot run the ball like at all in any scenario, and that's probably going to be their downfall against Indiana. And also their defense isn't amazing. Like it's good, it's solid. It could definitely
They're beatable though.
I mean, it's not like they're gonna allow 40 points dropped on them or anything like that. But
I mean,
they
shit, you
can
never
allow
know.
points drop. But then you got to look at Bama. I mean, they've pulled out some tough wins. They beat Georgia, one of the best teams in the country,
Yep.
at Georgia, for that matter. So that was a good win on their part. they've been able to pull out some tough wins. Even their loss to Oklahoma was a close one where they outgained Oklahoma. It's kind of funny how those things like kind of flipped because you got
Yeah,
Oklahoma kind of outgaining Alabama in this last game, and then Alabama coming out with the win. So I think Alabama has a shot against Indiana. I just don't think their defense can hold up against Mendoza and all them. And then they have to find a way to run the ball, and I don't really see that happening. But if Ty Simpson and the receiving core just put the game on their backs and
just lock in.
just go crazy,
It's
I can't
doable.
rule it out. And I mean, like I hate to play this game still because it sounds like I'm really just doubting Indiana. I think Indiana's good, but
I mean, Indiana's got 2 wins against 2 playoff teams.
I mean, I guess like the question
They
is
beat
like,
Ohio State and Oregon.
are any of those teams good? I guess that's the question
Is
I'm
is
asking, you
Oklahoma
know?
good? We don't even. Is Georgia good? So like, it's like Alabama's wins over those two. It's like, who's actually good? There's no like clear and obvious, just like favorite other than like Indiana, kind of across the board. But it's like,
I feel like Georgia's pretty clearly
I
good.
think they are too.
Like they've beat a lot of good teams. Like they mauled Texas. They destroyed Alabama in the SEC championship. When they lost to Alabama, it was close. They beat Ole Miss. They beat Georgia Tech, who was no
It's,
slouch
it's
themselves. They they
relatively
they
close one.
built up a pretty good resume. Indiana, they obviously they got a big win over Oregon, big win over Ohio State. Iowa was a pretty solid win
Illinois.
themselves. Illinois was a pretty solid win. I feel like they got, probably them or Georgia kind of got the best resume. And then like Ohio State, I do feel like it's kind of weak as far as the resume goes. I mean, they beat Michigan
Michigan's ass.
and they beat Washington
I
and
mean, Washington's 9-4. They
Texas
just
was a good win,
yeah.
but it was a 7 point win
I
at
don't
their
know.
home. So I
I
mean,
don't know.
Ohio State and Oregon are just like question marks to me. Like they look good on paper, but I'm like, has Indiana
I
really like gone through the gauntlet in the
I
same
think
way?
I think Ohio State's good. I feel like I've seen enough on like the tail end of the season to like really like scratch that itch for me. Oregon, I don't know. Um, not sure. I mean, they let JMU score, I think like 39 on them,
34 or yeah, something like that.
34. But I
It was
mean,
it was the second most anybody scored on Oregon this season.
I'm sure the starters were probably out by that point because it was a pretty big
Yeah,
gap
it was
before.
mostly in garbage time when they scored most of those
So
points.
I mean, take that for what you will. It probably doesn't really even matter, but I mean, Oregon was handling them probably before they pulled the starters out, which is what you would expect to see.
That was something else I wanted to kind of point out. So like, I was thinking about it. I was looking at all these playoff matches, and every single team that lost except for Oklahoma had either a head coach or a coordinator that's like on their way out. So James Madison, their coach, is heading to UCLA. Tulane, he's headed to Florida. Um, A&M, Colin Klein, offense coordinator, headed to Kansas State, and then it was just Oklahoma was the other team, right? Yeah. So I mean, those three teams all had somebody like kind of on their way out, and then Oklahoma, didn't. But I did think that was kind of interesting. Like maybe like some of those games could have gone a little bit different if they didn't have somebody on their way out the door. Like if you're Colin
I
Klein,
I
like
don't think so.
do you really want to stick around as like an assistant coach for another, month? I'm not
I
saying he
mean,
like I'm not suggesting he like lost the game on purpose. You know what I'm saying? But like is he as fully invested as he could have been?
I think out of any of those people, him probably because he's got like like as a whole like the least amount of responsibility. Like he's just the offensive coordinator. Um, but I don't know. I don't think it would have changed much at all. The just the talent comparison it's not close. Yeah, the Cinderella wins do happen occasionally and the upsets do happen occasionally, but um I don't think these were the teams to do it this year. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I
And like we
mean,
already seen Tulane get their ass beat by Ole Miss previously,
it
so
was
like
just
we
kind of
already
weird.
knew
They,
that
they
one
they
was
got they
happening.
got whooped even more this time, which was kind of surprising. Like
Yeah,
I thought like it was gonna work the opposite way. Like, okay, we've got whooped before, we kind of know what's coming. We're
and they
gonna
got
make it
no
a little bit
coach.
closer,
Their head
but
coach left. They got a lot of assistants and coaches gonna be out the door once the season's over. Yeah, it might be closer, but it was the complete opposite.
yeah,
Um,
it was not a good look at all. A&M, that was another funny thing. Like Manziel didn't show up to college game day. He's
I
supposed to be
guess
the
he's.
guest
I guess he
picker.
said he was sick.
Right. I heard he was partying in Miami the night
He was
before, but
probably hung like fucking trashed. Probably
that's
was
what
not
I'm assuming.
coherent.
They replaced him with my boy Alex Caruso, A&M basketball legend. He got to do the guest picking, but
What if he was just in the area and there was like, hey, we need somebody like we need a celebrity from A&M.
yeah, I mean they needed somebody, so they called up on him. So I mean the first round of the playoffs, in my opinion, was pretty disappointing.
It was pretty rough.
I did
Definitely
not
not
enjoy any. I mean, I enjoyed being at the game. It was real fun
us.
at times, especially when we were winning at the beginning. That was an awesome experience. 50 Cent coming out and performing, and then we scored a touchdown like the very next play. That was pretty cool. Jaden
Yeah,
was
I
in the
bet.
bathroom.
I bet it was cool. I missed the whole thing. I was walking back to my seat when they scored, but missed the whole 50 Cent thing.
Yeah, and that was probably the most hopeful because I think that made it like 27-24, and I was like, oh, like if we get a stop here and then we come back, we're in good position.
Psych.
So I mean, like looking at so I'm gonna segue this into kind of talking about Oklahoma, like kind of like the look ahead, but like looking at let's start with A&M because that's like the easiest. Like going forward, what do you see from A&M? It looks like Concepcion entered the draft, but they got Carver back, Marcel Reed back. Are we looking at A&M as kind of a title favorite next year?
I don't know about title favorite, but I think they're like right there on the bubble. Like they just need more consistency from Marcel Reed, especially in the big moments, like less turnovers, less forcing the ball. They do really well when he can use his feet, so maybe they lean more into that. Yeah, they got to replace a big receiver. I'm sure the defense will be, I don't know if as good. I don't know what they got coming in, but I mean they'll probably replace spots with the portal, what they're gonna miss. So I think they'll be around where they're at this year. I don't know what their schedule looks like next year. Maybe it's not as favorable. Um, I mean they could miss the playoffs entirely. Who knows?
Yeah, I think they do have a much tougher path next season because uh like the past two seasons, like it's just been like flipped for the SEC, but
Yeah.
going into next year it's gonna be completely
So
new
they'll
matchups.
they'll definitely need to improve. Um, they gotta get a kicker. Gotta get a kicker.
Yeah, kicking's a big issue for A&M right now.
Yeah.
A
And they have
very,
two.
very, very big problem. Like, I mean, they're missing like, was it that first kick was like a 19 yarder or something
Oh, it
ridiculous like
got
that?
blocked because it was too low.
Yeah, and it was really on the kicker. Like he just didn't get the trajectory right on that
Yeah.
kick. So I mean, I think A&M's
I don't think
overall
they
looking like for next year, but they're probably gonna have a tougher schedule.
I think they'll be
Probably.
sitting probably where Texas is at with like three losses, hoping for something
Yeah,
to
I mean,
happen.
I expect Marcel Reed to take another jump. I feel like he took a jump from last year to
Yeah,
this
he did.
year.
If he does,
I'm expecting another jump.
if he does, then yeah, I think they have a decent shot. But if he doesn't like take a really big step and they don't fill some big holes, then I don't think they might not make the playoffs
Also,
entirely.
losing Colin Klein's a huge
Yeah,
loss. He's a great offense coordinator, one of the best offensive minds in all of college football over the past,
I think so.
4 or 5 years. We've seen him. I mean, when he was at Kansas State, that's when Kansas State, knocked off TCU for the Big 12 title and ended up playing Alabama, I think, in the Sugar Bowl. And then, he goes to A&M and they instantly kind of step their game up. I don't know who they have replaced, but that'll be interesting to see how that offense goes. Then as far as like James Madison and Tulane, um,
Well,
I
James
think I think
Madison got Billy
the
Napier.
Billy Napier. So I mean they're right back in it. Tulane,
And
I don't. Who did they get?
I don't know, but like I mean the foundation for James Madison's like built. Like they'll I don't know if they'll be right back where they are now, but I don't think they'll take too much of a step backwards unless Napier's just not a good coach. But he was good at Louisiana. Group of five might just be where he needs to be, or maybe Florida just wasn't a good fit for him. So maybe he'll spend a couple years, maybe make another jump back up to a different team. But I think James Madison will be okay. I think they'll still compete in the Sun
Yeah.
Belt.
And the Sun Belt's a little bit easier than the American. It's just like an
Yeah.
easier conference to get through. And I mean, I think this is just another good coach. I mean, you had Signetti, you just had a Chesney, I think is his name, that just left, and then you got um Billy Napier coming in. I think the bigger conversation with like the Tulanes and the James Madison is like, are they gonna try to take away the group of five spot in the playoffs next year? That's
They might like lock it to one, like cap it. Like only one of them's getting in. Like if y'all are tied at the end of the season, do a play in game like before. Like they was trying to talk about with BYU Notre Dame. I think it was Notre Dame that didn't want to do it, if I'm not mistaken. I was hearing talk about it and it was like, that makes sense to me. Like, because I guess there's like this weird thing where they could go to Hawaii and play a game and it like they would be allowed to do it. I don't remember how it worked out, but like it's doable. So maybe they might cap it at one group of five team, like no matter what, going forward, just to prevent this, if that's something they wanted to do. I mean, if Notre Dame's sitting there, then they would push one of them out. If it was like this year, since they have a guaranteed spot. Um, I don't think I don't think they should push them out entirely. Like at least let one in.
I don't even honestly like
Like
I would rather see blowouts like this than see a bigger school just get handed a playoff spot based on their name.
yeah,
I get this isn't the most entertaining football. I get it leads to a disappointing weekend, but this is, I don't know, we're grading teams off what they've done. We're not grading teams off of what the TV ratings are going to be or how good the matchup's going to be. You don't see the NFL like, there's a mathematical formula to how you get in almost all sports except for this one. Or like the NCAA basketball, you got like 64 teams. So like if you're and they have like a plan, so they really got like 68 teams. So if you're one of the teams getting left out, like boo-hoo, it
yeah,
doesn't matter at
you
that
lost
point.
like 15 fucking games.
So I mean, they just gotta. I think expanding to 24 is just like the only solution.
They gotta go to 24 or they gotta keep the 12, go back to BCS format, let the computers seed it. That I think that's the only way. I would prefer the 24. I think it would be more it's more big matchups. I don't know if it's more football. I think if you start I think they talked about it. I think if you start the season like 2 weeks earlier, you're not playing any longer. Which I don't think would be a problem.
Yeah.
Um,
Also, I mean, if you think about it, like this upcoming weekend, no playoff games. You could just add playoff games to this weekend.
yeah.
Army Navy week. You could just add stuff to that, unless one of them is like in the playoff. Then you might have to move that like a week before or something. But
Yeah, you could adjust it. It's not hard.
it would not be hard to come up with
And like
something.
it's more money. Like it's more games, it's more playoff games. You're not killing all the bowl games because you could bring some of those bowl games in to play those first round matchups, you know what I mean? Like the Cheez It Bowl or the Pop Tart Bowl that everybody loves could be one of the first round games. Um or hosted or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, or you could make like some of them like the playing like I don't know. You could do something like during conference championship week, you could make that like a first round where you have some of those bowl games get worked into. I think a lot of these bowl games need to go away. I think there's only a select few that need to stay
Yeah,
because
there's too
nobody
many.
cares about a lot. Like people love the Pop Tart Bowl. I think
That's the biggest one. That's not a the one of the traditional what six?
yeah, I mean
Is it
obviously
six?
like the big ones are
The
Rose
Orange
Bowl,
Bowl,
Peach
Rose
Bowl,
Bowl, Peach Bowl, Fiesta Bowl.
Sugar Bowl,
That's five.
Orange Bowl,
Six. Yeah. I think
six,
that's it.
and then you got the Cotton Bowl, and then Yeah, then you got like the Pop Tart Bowl and the Cheez It Bowl.
There's eight, nine.
And aside from those, like the Alamo Bowl is sometimes
I
cool.
don't know. What do we? Let's see. We can skim through real quick while we're, I guess, games that we since our last episode. The IS4S Salute to Veterans Bowl. Nah, I don't even know what that is. Staff DNA Cure Bowl. I'm actually surprised South Florida lost that game. They did lose their coach, so
Yeah, that's probably part of it.
68 Ventures Bowl, the Xbox Bowl. The trophy, I guess, was kind of cool.
Oh, yeah, that's
Um,
cool. Myrtle Beach
where
Bowl. I mean, nobody really.
Idaho Potato Bowl.
Hawaii Bowl.
And there's the Pop Tart, the Snoop Dogg Arizona Bowl. Should keep that one. Also, the Gator
I
Bowl,
feel like the Gator Bowl is kind of like a known one.
the
Um,
Alamo Bowl,
Alamo Bowl solid.
Cheese It.
That's
Yeah,
really
this
it.
this
You really only need like to keep like maybe like five like additional bowl games that I think people would actually really care about.
yeah.
Um, or maybe just like create new ones. I don't know. I just they're not the bowl games haven't been the same since the playoff era started. They used to mean something like during the BCS era.
So like
It
the small teams that would make them in there, like that's big for those schools, you know?
yeah, and even like sometimes like I remember like back like one of like the first years I watched football, like OU played Oregon in like the Holiday Bowl, and it felt big at the time because like all the starters were playing, and it was actual matchups. Like I can't remember when the starters stopped playing. It felt like it was maybe like
In
2017,
NIL.
2018, like right around that time. I remember like when Matt Corral at Ole Miss like tore his ACL, it seemed like right after that, that's when players stopped. Because they're like, why did he
Yeah.
just tear his ACL for this pointless bowl game that you get nothing out of? And I get it. I completely understand it. Why would you want to risk millions of dollars to play in this meaningless
The
game?
love of the game, that's why. It doesn't exist anymore
Yeah,
for a lot of these people. And then they're also making all this money too. Like they don't need to play the game. Like it's unfortunate.
I think in the same situation, I'd probably make the same decision if I'm like I could go to the NFL and I could like really hurt myself in this game and my career could be over. I could definitely I guess agree with the decision, but it sucks. Bowl games are kind of dead and gone, so I think we just
Yeah.
need to transition into a 2014 playoff.
24 would be great. I it's just it's more matchups. It's more teams that are like it's just more fun. Like everybody loves tournaments and brackets. And more teams the merrier. Everybody loves college basketball and March Madness. Like
It leaves less
yeah,
room for doubt as well. Like
there's zero room for doubt. Oh, you're sitting at 25. Brother, you lost 5 games. You lost 4 games. Whatever. Pound sand, kick rocks. You did it to yourself. You lost to Hawaii. See you next year.
it also like you were
Next.
saying, it helps for ratings. Like all the ratings they're losing, like they're probably losing money on airing some of these bowl games.
And not having
Like
Texas in there, Vanderbilt with Pavia and all the stuff. Like they could have had the Heisman, and he's like, "Oh, fuck Indiana and fuck the voters." And then that next weekend playoff game. What you got? Get out there and show it. Like, okay, he gets out there and shits the bed. Oh, voters were right. Or maybe he goes out there and cooks. Maybe they're on the trajectory to catch Indiana in the playoffs. See
it gives you
that game right there would be fucking through the roof. The
it gives
ratings
you
would be
a lot of storylines because
yeah
you got Texas out there, like, like they're probably trying to catch up to get a rematch with Georgia. Maybe they rematch against Oklahoma again. Like you got
yeah
those kind of matchups. You got teams like
that would never play each other.
Yeah, and I mean you got teams like Duke, that like they barely won the
Put them
ACC,
in there.
like
Fuck it.
prove getting the opportunity to prove themselves. Obviously like, you got the Vanderbilts and all those teams that were right on that bubble
BYU
getting
would
in
make it in.
there. BYU, of course, and then you got like even smaller
I
teams
think
that
Utah was sitting right around. Utah'd be in there. I don't know what's
yeah, I would guess the rankings don't really change at this point.
yeah, you'd have Iowa. North Texas might have squeaked in depending on how the seeding went. Georgia Tech, Houston, Tulane, Virginia after losing to Duke, Michigan, Arizona, like USC, like they'd be doing numbers. They'd be doing numbers.
I
Like
mean, just look at the brands that are in there.
I don't know how the buys would work. I imagine it'd be like top six maybe. So you'd have like A&M and James Madison, OU, Iowa, like Bama, Georgia Tech, Miami, Houston, Notre Dame, Tulane, BYU, Virginia, Texas, Michigan. That'd be crazy. Vanderbilt, Arizona, and then Utah, USC. Utah USC is kind of a decent rivalry from back in the Pac-12. Utah is always pushing USC shit in. So like, yeah, it'd be fun games. Like, yeah, all those wouldn't be super great, but it'd be cool matchups. Some of these teams would never play each other otherwise. Like, it'd be fun. It'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I think also like you could like kind of the same idea like John Gruden was kind of throwing out like you like conference championship week could be the first round basically with all the teams that aren't playing in the championship game. Like this is their spot in. So like you could have teams like A&M, Oklahoma, Ole Miss, Oregon, like all these teams, Notre Dame even, all these teams that weren't playing a championship game, they could play each other to advance to
Just
basically the
already
next
lock a
round.
spot in. Yeah.
No, that's just where the playoff starts. But I think it'll be cool. I don't know, if they're gonna what
I
they're
think
gonna do.
24 is on the horizon.
Yeah, I feel like they're gonna expand it to something else, and then 24. You know what I mean?
Oh, if they did,
Oh,
it's at
16
12. Yeah,
or
16 would be the next step. 16 might be a nice little sweet spot. But then, like, look if you look at 16, there's three teams with three losses sitting right there. So then you're still like, oh, we got left out. But you bump it down to 24, they're all getting put in there. The only team getting left out is a group of five team and some other people that probably have four or five
Yeah, it
losses.
looks like if you look at the coaches side, it's like Houston, like Tennessee, New Mexico. I mean, these teams have
Missouri's
like
got four losses. Navy's not over there, but they could maybe have an argument. It would be group of five teams and teams with like four losses. Like, sorry, win your conference if you're a group of five team, or be runner up, or have three or less losses. You're probably a good favorite to make it in. That's it. That's all it is to it.
yeah, and well, that's just kind of where we are with it. Aside from that, I mean, there's been some transfer portal movement happening over the past couple of days, and I've
Boy,
not seen
is there.
anything crazy like crazy.
I feel like
Sorsby's like a pretty big name I saw enter the portal.
I feel like our
Uh,
whole team's entered the portal.
yeah, I saw Brock Glenn, wrote a
Yeah,
nice little note to the fans. Good for him.
good for him. I mean, I
He deserves
I
it.
appreciate his steadfast commitment and dedication to the program. There's not many players out there like that, and unfortunately, he didn't get the development that he probably deserved. I hope he goes to a team and kills it.
That's how I feel about Michael Hawkins. Like, I've been kind of campaigning the last
I
few
think
weeks. Like,
he's
I
got
think
to hit the
I
portal.
think he should be the starter. And we should just move forward with
Nah,
him. But
Material will be the starter next year.
yeah, obviously that's what they're gonna do. But I disagree with it. I think Michael Hawkins is the better player. I
Maybe.
think he's faster. I think um, I just think he's a better player. I think he's got the better arm. He doesn't do the weird sidearm. I think one name I saw in the portal that really interests me, Aaron Noland. Um, out
Wasn't
of
he at Ohio State?
He was at Ohio State, and then he backed up Lenore Sellers this year. He was expecting Lenore Sellers to go to the NFL, but
Mm.
Lenore Sellers came back, so he's now in the portal, and he's never really got a chance to start. And I think he might be really, really good.
I think he was like a 5-star, like top top five quarterback
I
recruit
would
out of
say
high
I
school.
would say that's a player Florida State might want to go after, especially with Castellanos entered the draft today.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, so he's not
Oh,
getting
okay.
another year of eligibility.
I didn't see that. Yeah, I don't know. Basically, we have Sperry and O'Neal. That's it. The quarterback room is empty. Everybody else is transferred. The whole damn team is transferred at this point. I don't know. Portal King Mike gotta you gotta do something, brother. You got a lot of holes to fill. A lot of holes.
Yeah, you have Hoover in there as well. Countless receivers are in the portal right now. The Florida running back who's really good, he's meeting with Summerall on them to decide what he's gonna do, but Texas is really trying to pry him away.
This is as of 6 days ago.
Yeah, and I think this is just like the straight up
This
recruiting.
guy, portals included.
Or does it say portals included?
Oh, this is just after the early signing period, so nothing's changed since the last time we looked at this.
Yeah, USC obviously, they pulled a really good class. I guess USC has a lot of money coming in from donors, and they got a new GM. So optimism is very high in USC right now. They're competing a lot. This is 2024.
What the hell? Update this shit.
That's last year. It might have to like go to like a site like on three or something like that that might have a better
Yeah, maybe we'll take a peek at that.
kind of
Uh,
transfer portal look. Um, Matt Campbell, obviously, he's making moves. I'm seeing guys are decommitting from Iowa State right now, and probably most likely looking at Penn State. So we'll see how that develops. I think Matt Campbell could do something really special at Penn State. I just don't know.
might
Is he
might
better
take him
than
a little
James
while.
Franklin?
I don't know. We'll see how Virginia Tech looks. I feel like year one, putting them against each other is not entirely fair. Like Virginia Tech's definitely a downgrade, and then an upgrade from Iowa State to Penn State. But Penn State did lose like their entire recruiting class, so like they were like bottom, bottom. They had like three recruits after.
I think they were dead last, like actually dead
Yeah,
last.
they got killed. So that might be enough to like kind of bring them like equal, and we'll see how it all shakes out. I'd give it like 2 years, and then you could kind of really gauge, who's the better coach, and um,
I don't. I guess my thing with the Matt Campbell hire is like it seemed like with James Franklin, like he was right on the kind of like the cusp of a championship, but he wasn't crossing that threshold. So it seemed like when they fired him, they were looking for somebody that would like almost instantly get him in that conversation. But Matt Campbell feels more like a guy that's got to kind of build something up for a few years. So it
yeah.
feels like they've taken some steps backwards
And for
to.
me, for Penn State, like I feel like they didn't even need to fire James Franklin. They just needed to like change. Like it was always the offense. I feel, in my opinion, the offense was always letting them down. The defense was always good. Just change something on that end. Find a better offensive coordinator. Change the scheme up. Recruit differently for offense. Find a different type of quarterback.
They
Like
never had receivers. It seemed like they never
that
had
fucking too.
receivers.
Yeah, they never have receivers. It's always running game and like quarterbacks that are gonna like run the play action or some weird shit that just never worked out. Or if you get behind early, like you're not gonna win. Like they didn't have the firepower to like compete. Uh, so I think if they could have just fixed that issue, they would have been fine. I don't know why they just had to blow the whole program up, but whatever. Um, mm, mm, mm. Yeah, there's the updated bracket. I'm gonna go ahead. I would take. I take Texas Tech,
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Indiana.
I'm going Georgia.
I'm gonna go Ole Miss
Oh,
and
I'm
Ohio
going
State.
Ohio State. I would probably, yeah, basically do all this except I'm taking Georgia instead of Ole Miss. Yeah, I guess we kind of look at the transfer portal, who's in, who's out. I know there is like a decent little class of quarterbacks. Running backs are starting to heat up. DJ Moore left Texas. I was a little bit surprised by that one.
DJ Moore.
One of their better receivers.
Uh,
He's pretty
let's
solid.
see. This last year's?
That has to be because I mean, like nobody's transferring out of Texas Tech right now.
That's what I'm thinking.
Hmm.
Okay.
I wonder if like we could look at the player rankings and it'll show us up top, like up top. There's like a player ranking thing, like the very very top. Um,
It's a
oh,
show.
there it is. That's basically where we're at. Chaz Coleman. Maybe he has Virginia Tech. That would be a huge get for Virginia Tech, especially in the ACC. Uh, Elite defenses are a little bit hard to come by in that conference, and
Yeah, there's
he would be an anchor on the Virginia Tech defense right away.
he'd be eating all season in that conference. There's not a lot of great tackles that come out of the ACC.
Yeah,
A lot of the teams are like relatively weak O lines. They don't play great defenses either.
realistically though, he probably
This
goes to
dude
like
would
Ohio
eat.
State or something.
As a freshman though, he would start immediately. If you go to Ohio State, you're probably not going to play year
That is
one.
true. I would just go to Virginia Tech,
And then
honestly.
depending on how much I mean, I imagine he's probably more than these two, so maybe 2.5, 2.7.
Just
I
like,
don't
hey, Virginia
know.
Tech, give me your whole entire budget. Like,
I think like Franklin was I don't know promised or got it in writing like a certain amount of money for NIL. I
I
think
bet you
that
they at
was
least have like at least 10 probably to spend.
and I mean I think I don't know Virginia Tech's not like a poor school, so like I mean I think Ohio State was like around 20 mil, Texas Tech's around 25, something like that. So like that's not a lot of money for a year, like realistically. Like you got some of these donors for some of these schools are billionaires. Like, come on, dude. That is it's a write-off. You're donating it. It's a donation.
Yep, a lot of these
Um,
guys, and that's what Ken Dillingham was saying this past week, and was like, I know there's somebody in this Phoenix area that has enough money to give us to turn us into Texas Tech
who's
next year,
the owner? Who's
basically.
the owner of the Suns? I'm on the phone.
Like
Come on, Doc. We'll
he,
put your damn name on the stadium.
that's what he said. He was like, I will make you the most famous person in Arizona. Like, just write us a check,
Come
and
on now.
we'll make it happen. And I
20
mean,
million a year.
losing a guy like Sam Levitt,
That's
rumor mill
unfortunate.
is going to LSU.
Probably.
Um, we'll see if that actually plays out, but
This is the one I'm excited for.
he's going to Oklahoma State. I mean, that's kind of a strong
I kind
rumor.
of hope so. Like that'd be a massive, massive pickup for Oklahoma State. I would immediately put them in the top five, six of the
I
conference. Like
think he should go to Indiana. That's what I've been saying this whole time.
I agree. He goes to Indiana. He's doing numbers. They're crazy, crazy work. Byron Brown's a really diamond in the rough. No, maybe not even diamond in the rough at this point. He does need a little work, but I think he's really good. He's really
He's
athletic.
probably going to Auburn. That's kind of like the rumor mill. This is where his
Oh,
coach went.
I don't know, man. Auburn's that backup that they had come in after Jackson Arnold got
He entered the
benched.
portal.
Did he?
Yeah, Daniels. Yeah, he entered the portal. So
Oh, maybe he's on here.
he's leaving. Sorsby, I've seen him ranked as high as number one. Um,
Um, I don't know. I wouldn't put him above at least these two. I don't know. Like I didn't see enough out of Sam Levitt to be like, oh, he's the number one transfer portal quarterback. He's good.
he looked really good his freshman year. And this year, he's hurt most of the year. Kind of hard to tell, but he was cooking in the Big 12 championship a couple years ago.
Mahomes
Sorsby, I'm curious
2.0.
to see where he goes. Rayola, he's getting pursued. I mean, obviously Texas Tech's a big name.
I think we're in there.
Florida State's a big team that's rumored to try to get him.
He'd probably start.
it just depends.
realistically.
I feel like he's gonna try to go to Texas Tech just to like Mahomes. I've heard
It's
Sorsby. I've
so
heard Sorsby to
cringy.
Texas Tech as well because
What is this?
Sorsby's girlfriend I think is going to Texas Tech.
What is this? I don't know.
Um,
Defensive line from Wake Forest.
don't know enough about Wake Forest to kind of like project where he'd go. Hoover, uh, a lot of
Auburn.
places could use him. A lot of teams could use him.
I think Texas Tech should go after him. He's from Texas. I mean Sorsby's from Texas as well. Estemaker probably doesn't. If Estemaker goes to Texas Tech, ooh,
Yeah, I didn't think about that as a possibility. It could happen.
ooh, and they got the
Hoover,
connection. There's
he's
three
got a.
quarterbacks in there from Texas, so I feel like Texas Tech probably has a kind of an inside lane maybe to some of those if they want to like be close to home.
Yeah, they've got a few options. Texas Tech's really, I feel like Texas Tech's like the primary destination you kind of want to go as a transfer quarterback right now. Like you're gonna be in a high-powered offense. They're gonna
Yeah,
spread the ball around. They're gonna get you receivers. Obviously, they got a lot of money coming in. You're gonna be in a little bit easier of a conference where you could cook some defenders. So I feel like it's kind of like Texas Tech could take their pick on who they
yeah,
want. They could pick and choose. They don't have to really sell any of these guys too hard.
no.
Um,
He's probably going to Penn State.
Lagway is
Lagway. I've
a
I've heard
interesting
I've
one.
heard weird consideration for Lagway, which makes zero sense. Like he literally went on record and was like, I hate Florida State. Like I basically despise them. Like, why would you want a player that hates your school? It's just mercenaries at this point. Like, no, we don't want him. No.
I would take him. I would take. I think he's a. I think he has a lot of potential. I don't
I
know
do
if it,
too, but like, is he just gonna come in and fucking sabotage your team for a year and then transfer? Like, I wouldn't put it past him.
I think a good move for him, low key, might just go to like okay, like Aaron Nolan's leaving South Carolina. I'll go sit behind Sellers for a year. Kind of same way like Dante Moore. He left UCLA. Was like I'm gonna sit behind Bo Nix for a year, and then bam, I'm an instant first round pick. Like I
Yeah,
feel like
but
Lagway needs to kind of take that route.
Oregon's like an established program with development. Like he's also from Texas too, so why are all the good quarterbacks from Texas this year?
Hey, maybe he
All
wants to
the
go
good
sit behind
transfers.
Arch or something. I don't know. He'll probably try to start somewhere. I don't know where he'll go, but
Um,
he'll make a move for it.
Lineman from LSU.
Yeah, you're seeing obviously a lot of Michigan State people are on their way out because coach got fired. Um, receiver.
Oklahoma State's best player in the portal. That's unfortunate. I wonder,
Yeah, I
like,
mean
maybe there was wait, maybe there, like, maybe he'll come back if they get a decent coach, like, or like seeing what they get kind of coming in. I mean, they already have their coach, but I don't know. Hollywood Smothers, he's a
that's interesting
punter.
because he's been
Dude's a menace.
he was originally at Oklahoma. Now he's over at NC State, but now he's leaving again. Who needs a running back the most right now? Where could he go?
Pass.
Bama maybe. I mean, Bama could really use one.
Yeah, yeah, he's not super big.
He was like the wasn't he like the leading rusher in the ACC though, or something
I
like
think
that?
so. Yeah, he was up there.
He was having a hell of a year. And NC State,
Yeah,
just quietly always has something going on. Colorado losing some
they do.
people.
Rocco Becht actually he entered the portal like 2 or 3 days ago. I was actually kind of surprised, but then yeah, with the coach leaving, I don't know.
I
Does he?
wonder, I wonder if because there's a strong rumor because Prebula also entered the portal. Like, is Prebula going back to Penn State or is Rocco going to Penn State?
I would take Purbuella. I thought he would. I thought he was done.
No, I guess he
Like,
has another year of eligibility because he hit the portal.
huh? Yeah, yeah. Get the hell out of Missouri. Go back to Penn State.
And where does Rocco go? Because I think Rocco's a very good quarterback.
I think he's solid.
I think if you put him in a better offense than what he had, Boot Carter's a very
Um,
good defender. I liked him quite a bit. The
yeah.
little bit I saw of him.
I don't want to talk about that one. That one hurts.
Yeah, I mean, you fire your cornerback coach who probably was instrumental in recruiting a guy. You're gonna see things like that happen, and you didn't really get rid of a ton of other staff. He might be the only staff member you fired. I can't remember.
Nah, our quarterback coach is gone. Um, who else? Those two are the main two jumping off at me. Secondary coach, cornerback coach.
And the secondary coach like doesn't. It just didn't seem like it was a good firing.
I think the issue was is like the Sertan is more like man to man like coaching and Tony White's his scheme like with the 3-3-5
Wants more
is more
zone.
zone, but they just don't match. I don't know. Word on the streets, but yeah, that one sucks. That one sucks a lot.
Or DeAndre Moore. His name's not Dante Moore. I can't remember. That's what I called him
Who?
for Texas. DJ Moore is what I
Oh,
called him.
DeAndre Moore.
DeAndre Moore. Really good receiver. I'm very curious to see where he goes. Coming to Oklahoma, that's where I'd like to see him go.
Notre Dame's backup quarterback, 4-star.
Makes sense. CJ Carr is kind of, he's that guy
Yeah,
there.
he's locked in probably for another 2 more years.
Yeah, I mean you gotta just make a business decision. Tulsa
Uh.
tight end, low key.
Best player
Like
they've had in like 100 years, probably.
he might look at Oklahoma State, especially with Eric Morris coming in, possibly bringing Mestamaker. Like keep an eye on that. Cincinnati as well.
He's going to Ohio State.
He could go to Ohio State, depending on if they're not loaded already at tight end. I don't really know.
Mm.
Arkansas, we'll see what happens there. We've kind of like got past a lot of Aiden Childs. I thought he was a very good quarterback.
Yeah, I thought
Um,
he played really well. I don't know where. I wonder where he'd go. I think he could be a kind of like a little hidden gem in the QB portal if you maybe aren't able to secure some of those top guys. He's mobile, 6'4".
I feel like if you're a school like TCU or Iowa State, kind of losing your quarterback, um, you get a guy like him. I think he could do good things. He's like DJ in a way where he just hasn't fully realized his potential, but like the potential is obviously there. It's just like, is he
Yeah.
gonna realize it or is he gonna kind of go the opposite way and not pan out?
Yep, yep.
Make a break year for him coming up wherever he goes.
Another one for us. Yeah,
Perry Thompson, wasn't he like a top guy like last year?
I think so. Man, the Auburn, it's just a flood out. What is that? There's one. I think that's a lot.
I feel like we've seen like more than that. One, two,
Two, three.
three.
I feel like them and like Iowa State might be the most. There's Purdue.
Pebula. I was expecting to see him a little bit higher on the
I
on
mean,
the
he didn't have a great
bracket.
year at Missouri.
I heard most of it. 1.6 million NIL valuation. I feel like it's a lot for where he's sitting at.
Yeah, another Auburn,
I wonder if Golish just isn't like
a big enough name to retain. I don't know. Yeah, not too bad. I mean,
yeah. I mean, luckily, not seeing a ton of Oklahoma guys in here. We've only had just guys, that you just kind of expect to leave that didn't get a lot of playing time this year. Kobe McKenzie, probably the biggest player that's leaving, but he kind of lost his spot to Owen Heineke. Um, Jaden Jackson, Javante Barnes, just like guys that didn't play this year. So far, good. I'm waiting for the Michael Hawkins Jr. ball to drop. I'm gonna hate it. I'm gonna hate it. He's the guy I want. Yeah, Javante Barnes didn't really play at all this year. Jacob Sexton hurt almost the entire year. Caden Helms, he played back up to Canick at tight end. I honestly don't even know who Dent is. Kobe McKenzie does hurt, but he lost his spot, so I get it. Kendall Dolby hurt since the Texas game, and Jaden Gibson, he hasn't played since 2023. So, not losing any impact players to the portal. We're losing, obviously, our Mason Thomas to NFL, Robert Spears Jennings to NFL, but nothing too bad. Florida State, they're loading up on the
Boy,
portal.
that's a lot.
Let me look through here. I hadn't even actually seen who guys are actually losing. So
Brock, Elijah Moore, he didn't really play. He didn't get to play at all. I don't know. Like I feel like that was like kind of a big hit, but like he was like a good recruit coming in. He just didn't get to see any time.
yeah,
Jalen King never really played. Jenkins, that's whatever. We lost pretty much both our tight ends, Pittman and
that hurts. That hurts.
where the fuck's he at? He just entered the portal. He's not even on here. What the fuck is his name? I think it was today. I think he entered. Let's see, big ones. Cam
Cam
Davis.
Davis, obviously, that's gonna
He
hurt.
was kind of hurt a lot this year. Just kind of lost his job, really. It is what it is, unfortunately.
He
Chroma
was
and
good running
Singleton
back.
are kind of just taking the job. So Rawls, huge one. Kai Bates didn't really play a lot. Fryer, I'm pretty sure is a legacy recruit, but didn't really play.
Lucas, that kind of,
We just didn't use him right or enough.
I
It's
felt like he
unfortunate.
he showed signs of being a really good player.
Yeah.
Just yeah, just never panned out. I thought, Jalen Lucas would have been a lot more.
Let's see. I mean, yeah, we're not losing like a lot.
You're losing depth more than anything.
Yeah, not a whole lot of production so far, or at least we're not using them enough to get the production out of them. Like, or I don't know. It's hard to tell.
Losing depth does suck though. That does suck because you're just like,
Yeah.
dang, we don't have the bench very deep. So hopefully you guys could.
I mean, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Landon Thomas, that's the tight end.
Well, I mean, if you look at your running back room, so you're gonna have Chroma and who else?
Singleton.
Singleton. Um, those guys are all leaving,
Oh,
and you
yeah,
got Sawchuck's leaving as
we'll
well.
we'll be fine at running back.
That's not a lot of depth at running back. Like you guys, maybe you guys bringing some freshmen in or something that could
Yeah,
provide
I
that
mean,
that
they'll
depth.
obviously we're gonna fucking we'll load up on the portal. It's probably all gonna be like 3-star dudes or um, you know, incoming freshmen from high school.
Well, I mean, if y'all could bring in a guy like Smothers, that would be huge. I don't think he might
I
not
don't I
want to
don't think
because
we
you
I don't
guys are
think we
so
need
running
it.
back by committee that it probably wouldn't be best for him.
Like
Um,
I think Chrome and Singleton are very good. I don't think we need to bring anybody in to compete. If anything, it's just depth. So like
well, I mean,
maybe
I
two,
just feel like if you guys are gonna run with them too, like just run with them too. Like we don't need to do this five running back
6.
rotation again. Like it's just not working out. Like
Yeah,
pick two to max three guys and give the majority of your carries to one of those guys.
it should be Chroma. It is a monster. It is a monster. So yeah, and then yeah, I don't know. We're in a weird spot. We need a lot. Um, Recruiting rankings not too bad. I think we're like top. I think we're top 15.
Yeah, I think you guys were like 14 and we were like 15 or something like that. Y'all
Do we
were
got
one ranking above us.
is there recruiting on here?
I'm sure. Yeah, team recruiting rankings right there. Yeah, so y'all should be
Yeah,
14.
14, not bad. I mean, that's surprise with the last couple years that we've had. Like that's solid. Like we're above you guys. We're above Texas Tech. Um,
Clemson. I mean, so, bigger
I mean,
bigger
you gotta look at the
schools.
teams we're behind. Like Florida, they probably have more money than we do. We're not too far behind them points wise. Michigan, who just won a national championship like 2 years ago. LSU's got a massive budget, big name. Like all these are big name schools up here with more money than we have. So Um, that's I think that's fine. I'm not too mad about it. We got 11 4 stars. So I don't know how accurate this is. What's the as of today?
Yeah, so
I
I mean
don't
this is pretty
know.
pretty.
I don't know if this will change at all. I don't out of that total number, I don't know how many of them actually completely signed. Can you do
Well, I mean there's another sunny day in February, so I mean that's kind of what we're waiting on. But a lot of guys signed for the early signing day.
unsigned? Anybody not signed? Got one 3 star. Yeah, so just one not signed. He's just committed. So, I don't know if you can back out of your signed letter of intent. I don't know.
I don't think you can.
So
I don't think you can. I think
we'll take it. I
you're
mean,
kind of
we
you're kind of there for a year.
not too shabby. It's it's promising, I suppose.
I don't know. It just kind of sucks because like 2026 class probably ain't gonna make a impact to like their sophomore year.
Unless you got
Um,
some absolute demons that fucking coming in, but you have no idea. No idea.
Even like good true freshmen that are good enough to start
They have some
aren't
flaws.
aren't like amazing. Like you look at a guy like Cortland Guillory out of Oklahoma at
He
corner.
been getting exposed.
Like he's good. Like
He is good.
he's pretty good as a true freshman, but he gets cooked because he's so raw.
Yeah.
And you're gonna see that. Like if Jaden O'Neal somehow like starts at quarterback for you guys next year, like he's gonna show signs, but he might not, might not be great.
But I mean, like you see some of these teams that have like true freshman quarterbacks out there just cooking teams, and you're like, well, why can't we get this? You know what I mean? I'm like all the time. I'm like, oh, it's a true freshman doing this. Why do we never hit on these? Never.
I feel like it rarely
But it
happens.
is. I feel like it's more common with quarterbacks because they're more likely to start.
Like it happens like maybe like once or twice a year, but that's like out of 100 and something. I don't know how many freshmen are starting, but like
Yeah.
it only can happen a couple times a year. And I can't even really remember the last like really good freshman, like true freshman quarterback. Is it's been a minute. Bryce Young, I think, was like the last like good one, like good one.
I don't know off the top of my head. I mean, somehow we've improved from last year to this year, which is surprising.
I mean, like Florida State, like throughout all this process, really hasn't dropped off recruiting and transfer portal wise. Like
It's just
everything,
on the field.
everything just like adds to like you guys should be good. Like y'all should have at least won like 9 games this year on paper, and then it just didn't
I
translate. And this
mean,
is the second year that's happened.
if you have a top 14 recruiting class and you could get a, top 15 transfer portal class collectively together, I feel like you should at least be a top 20 team.
Yeah,
Makes
100%. I mean,
fucking
I
sense
think
to me.
the team you guys were like the first like 4 or 5 weeks of the season, that's kind of like what y'all
That was the
should
team we should have been.
have been the whole year. Like I would say from like the Miami loss, like y'all should have just been that team where y'all should have just taken care of all the easier teams and maybe gave up 1 or 2 more losses. That's where like not ideally, but that's where like realistically
Should
y'all
be.
should have been with like the transfer portal again. I mean like 2023 or I guess 2024, kind of struck out on DJ like that was just not a good move. It sounded good in theory. Y'all were going for Cam Ward.
I mean,
He
I
he
think
decided
even
to go to
with Cam
Miami,
Ward, we still would have been bad. That team was rough.
and then this year though, I don't,
Looked a little better.
I don't know. I just don't get it. Like I just don't get it.
I don't either. It's frustrating. It is what it
It
is.
doesn't make any sense. Maybe it's O line. Like I feel like maybe y'all just haven't been hitting on O line.
Yeah, our O line still this year is not as good. as we was hoping, as it should have been.
Unfortunate. Unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty much it for college football. I got nothing. Pretty
Yeah.
lackluster week. Not too much going on, but I mean that's kind of gonna be the rest of the season. Couple games here and there, and maybe some news in between.
Yeah, it's pretty much over. We're just waiting for playoffs to go through, and then we're just waiting for like Michigan to hire their coach, and then that's basically it for the college football season. You're just gonna be seeing other stuff
Wait for the
very
next
very
portal
very
window.
soon. Yeah, we'll touch on stuff here and there, but for the most part,
We're almost it.
we're
It's almost
almost
over
at the
with.
end of it. But we'll catch y'all, I guess, next week. I think maybe we'll see. Yep, roll
Roll
Tide.
Tide.